Hello, welcome. Please do let me know if you can hear me all right. It looks all right to me over there. I'm a little bit ill, as you might have heard, so I'm trying to get this live stream through without coughing, and you know, let's be nice here. I can see a few people there already. Cheekster, well, hello. This is Meise Glancer there. Hello. You literally trick with the Obama video. You know that. Hey, there was Obama, there was Trump there. Now, in this video, we're going to be testing the M4 Pro Mac Mini. And we're going to be doing live video playback testing. This is one of the most requested videos on the channel. We did the M4 Max on the channel. And if you haven't seen that video, I've got it linked in the video description below. And now this is the M4 Pro Mac Mini. Now the question is, should you be getting this or building a PC, for example? How good this is really in Premiere Pro, which is probably one of the least optimized softwares for video editing out there. And I've got one in here. We're going to be testing that exactly right now. Now, I want to go through a few things before we start. If you want to check out this Mac Mini M4 Pro, I'm going to leave it in the video description below. Please forgive my coughing here. I'm going to try to not do that. Hello, everybody. Hello. Nice to see you all on the comments there. I'm going to get these up here as well so I can highlight if there is anything. But also, I've got a very interesting keyboard I'm testing out. This is from Lauri. This is like a low profile mechanical keyboard. Very interesting typing. Really cool. Oops, I'm already typing random stuff here. And I'm using the MX Master 3. So this is not the 3S, but 3. And there's also an S version available, but just so you know what I'm using here. And a quick little shout out for today's video sponsor, which is Samsung 990 Pro SSDs. And you might be thinking, come on, like I can put this on the Mac Mini inside there. I can't use this. Well, actually you can. There's a video in the top part of the video description below if you want to know how you can utilize these and actually get storage that's much cheaper and potentially even faster than what Apple offers. Then check out the video and I'll explain everything down there. It's basically like Apple cheat storage guide, so you can get something a little bit cheaper. My apologies. And this is the 990 Pro, one of the best NVMEs you can get for your PC, Mac. Go check it out in the video description below. Thanks, Samsung, for not partnering up, but for the shout out for this video. That's where we're gonna be. Now, let's jump in right into this here. So let's see if you can see everything. So I've got the Premiere Pro open here. So this is the latest version, 2025, I believe it is. Where is it about? Updates. 25.1, okay? And you probably know how this test goes. If you didn't, so we've got some different codecs in there, and we're going to be testing codecs all the way to 12K, and we'll see if this base model can do that. So this is the base M4 Pro model. If you want to get the MacBook Pro with the M4 Pro base, then basically it's the same performance. Now, the M4 Pro has one less encoder than or decoder or media engine as the M4 Max, which I've got over there. So we'll see how good this is in terms of encoding and decoding some of the footage on the timeline. It massively depends what the codec is like and what's it doing. So that's that. Also, I'm using this, what's this called again? Mage Dock OLED screen for looking at this, so I'm mirroring the screen. So one of them is streamed, that what you can see over there. Ooh, I'm gonna put this over here just so that I'm not streaming over Wi-Fi. Oh, there we go. Now I've got that there as well. Well, we haven't dropped any frames anyway, so there we go. I should drink some ginger tea. It'll help a lot. Yeah, I've tried. And thank you, Meiser Glancer, for that tip indeed. So the first clip, what you can see in here, bear in mind also this little green indicator there. It's very small for you, but it's in the middle of the screen there. This is that, like a little indicator that tells you if there is some frames dropped, okay? And I'm gonna press play. Everything is full resolution. Oh, that's very important for you to know as well. Everything is full native resolution to the clip, okay? So all the timeline is playing back what the clip is. So if the clip is 8K, the timeline is 8K, it plays back at 8K. Not like Resolve, where your timeline resolution is different. Apologies again. Rather than on Premiere Pro, everything is native here. And then on the side here, we can see some of the CPU temperatures and like how does the actual fan speed and temperatures work when we're actually starting to utilize this. So firstly, scrubbing through this, H.264, 420, 60 frames per second. Very, very smooth. Bear in mind, I've got a little color grade on the top as well. Pressing play, and look, nothing. It's silent, temperature's not changing, 0 frames dropped. It's fine. Wirehead, nice to see you. By the way, Wirehead, Cheekster, you guys are getting a shout out in another video that we're editing right now, because you're one of the most common commenters on the channel. So this 8-bit 420 60 frames per second, absolutely no problem. Then we're moving on to 10-bit 420 H.265, and scrolling through or scrubbing, I've got no issues here. Again, seems very, very easy. It's not breaking a sweat. And interestingly, on the Mac Mini, the fans are on 1000 RPM all the time. If you go on the MacBook actually switches them off. So it just goes kind of passive and then kind of kicks them in later. But on the Mac Mini, it's always at least 1000 RPM. It's not kicking in. And right now it's just idling, just 40 degrees. It's absolutely fine. So 422 30 frames per second H.264. By the way, on the top there is one more thing. You can see a little bit of a memory pressure there. Let me see if I've got anything else open. Okay, let's quit Chrome. Let's quit this, just making sure that, okay, that will keep open. Just making sure nothing else is open there. but it's already caching loads, using loads. It's only got 24 gigabytes of RAM, so we'll see if the RAM is going to be an issue there as well. You've got the graphics there. You can see how much it's utilized there, 0%. You've got the CPU, RAM, and graphics in there. So pressing play on this one. I apologize. No problem. Oh, the screen is so nice to look back at as well. It's buttery smooth. It's not breaking a sweat. Easy. Easy so far. I'm quite impressed because some of these codecs on Windows, like especially if you're an AMD and you don't have QuickSync, it's struggling. It will be hard. But right now, I'm seeing incredible. I mean, this is so annoying to me. The way this feels is just buttery smooth. Now, when I'm running the benchmarks, I can see that Intel is better. When I'm actually doing the live test, Mac is just better. Like, it's weird. It is very, very smooth. If I had a Intel on the side here, you would see that it's just going to be like a bit choppy and not as buttery. This is just incredible. It's instant playback. It just works. One of them is all intro clips, and then the other one is long GOP. So this is a bit heavier compressed, and this is not as compressed, so we've got each frame separately. But here, this plays it back as if there's no difference. It's like, yeah, whatever. This is 10-bit 422, 60 frames per second, H.264. So this should usually be played back on the CPU. And when I'm screwing through this, I just cannot believe how smooth and effortless this feels. Let's put this color grade on as well. Nothing. I mean, look at the CPU, all the temperatures, they're just not doing anything. Okay, this CPU core went to 56 now. It's gone a bit yellow. Okay, we've dropped one frame, but this is incredible. As you can see, the GPU is 77% utilized, CPU about 13. But come on, this is insane. RTX 3060. This is a good question actually. RTX 3060 12 gigabytes versus B580 for Premiere Pro and After Effects. Don't worry about the price. I would go with a B580. Cheaper, and what I've tested so far. Oh, I'll show you a little teaser, guys. It is very, very fantastic. Just so you know, this is tested. Well, I've got the results of this one finally done. Right now, the AMD RX 7600 is being tested, and then I have to test RTX 4060, which is in the back there. Can you see? There it is in the back there, 4060, and then we can, you know, look at actually some stats. Now, I could have put like the previous generation and things there as well, but it's going to take time, so I'm not going to put the previous generation. I'm just looking at the current market at that $250 price range, and then we'll move on from there. Now, moving on. So H.265, 50 frames per second. Again, all of these feel so smooth as if everything is hardware accelerated. But I know it shouldn't. It's not really, but it feels so smooth and easy, and it's insane. Now, this should be a little bit of a nutcracker. This is H.265, 10-bit, 422, 60 frames per second from Canon R5. And usually, like AMD Threadripper, they all struggle. Like you get the 96 core Threadripper, it's going to struggle. It cannot play this back. It's going to drop frames. It's ridiculous. But if you've got hardware acceleration for this, it's going to look smooth. So if I press play and this kind of tiny little guy is going to stay green, it's going to be awesome. 0 frames dropped. It's not breaking a sweat. Okay, it just went yellow. Okay, 3 frames. It was between the clips. It dropped a few. But it's full resolution, 4K, 60 frames per second, 422 10-bit. It is annoying. Like right now, I don't see any difference between the M4 Max and the M4 Pro. Oh, it's, oh my word. So smooth. Oh my word. It's a little bit annoying and embarrassing for the Windows side how smooth this is. It's incredible. I mean, I could just keep doing this for the next hour for this live stream. It's amazing. And what we're talking about here, like maybe 56 degrees. Oh my word. Now, okay, so this is Canon C200 RAW, but this is DCI 4K, so it's a little bit wider. More pixels. Okay, I don't know if this is now an issue, but the scrubbing kind of full resolution doesn't want to do it. Let's press play. Yeah, okay. There's some issues here. Let's try half the resolution. Yeah, some kind of issue. I don't know if this is the RAM issue. Just macOS doesn't like this, but as you can see, the CPU has been like very heavily there on 90 degrees. Fan is still like the idle speed because the Mac Silicon, they wanted to go to 108 degrees before it actually starts ramping up. Xiao from Italy. Now, Red RAW, 4K Red RAW, it's not particularly easy codec, well, not particularly hard codec to play back, but we have to do some debayering, and it's Red RAW, so pressing play, full resolution, absolutely no problem. No, this is not breaking a sweat, easy peasy, as some might say. No problem. 4K Red RAW, just crack it on. Like, you cannot hear the Mac Mini here. It's silent. Moving on to 120 frames per second. And I've pretty much never seen this playback. Even the M4 Max was struggling with this one. So let's have a look at these CPU temperatures now when I'm going to press play. Okay, just the media engines and the way Premiere Pro works is so much better. It's dropping frames, okay? Loads of them. But it keeps maintaining a smooth playback rate. So it's not going to be like lagging and then playing some back and then stopping and playing some back. It just drops frames in between. So let's say this is 120 frames per second. It feels like it's dropping every second frame and it only plays it back 60 frames per second. Apologies for that. Look at that. Proxy is your good friend. Well, there's no proxies in here. It just plays it back. Because it looks smooth to me. It's insane. I know for you, I am streaming at 30 frames per second. This screen, I think, is 60 frames per second. And I'm looking at it, and it does look like 60 frames per second. Looks smooth to me. It's insane. If you just play it back on Windows, it's not going to do it. Now, let's take a look at 10-bit 420 H.265. They should be played back on the GPU. But still, it's incredible. It's ridiculous. Like any H.264 codecs, a Mac is, I'm sorry to say that, is just the best. Even the M4 Pro. It's ridiculous. 5K red raw. Scrubbing firstly. A little bit of a choppy, but let's press play. Zero frames dropped. Look at that. Zero. It's insane. And there's, yep. Well, there we go. It's just insane. Okay, now 6K red raw. I believe this is the red raw weapon. What's the shortcut for info? Clip info was come on. On Windows it is Control-Shift-H. So let's try Command-Shift-H. There we go. Red raw file, 6K, 24 frames per second. Does it tell you the camera ID W? So maybe it's a weapon? I don't know. Let's just press play. Well, it's not really playing it back. So that look, eh? So does it look smooth? It kind of looks smooth, but kind of not. As you can see, the GPU is getting hotter. Let's take a look. So this is now, I believe, different red camera. I think it's Komodo, this one. But it's like playing it back. Look at that. The Imaginarium is saying, are there difference in the encoders between M4 Pro and M4 Max? Yes. If you look at the specs, then the M4 Max has double 2, and then M4 Pro has 1. But right now I'm seeing no difference really. B-RAW 6K, let's put the color grade on as well. Oh, it's sputtery smooth, no problem with 1 B-RAW, 2 B-RAW on top of each other. Press play. It was a little bit of a... Okay, this is smoother, I think, on Windows. It takes a bit of like a second to... and then starts playing this back. But look at the CPU cores. Seems pretty heavy on the hardware. 106. Look at that. Finally, our fan is ramping up. Our fan's doing something. Over 100 degrees, and then now we're... Now finally. Ah, there's one more. Let's see the MX power gadget as well on the side here. Utilization. Okay, I'll just leave that one there. Okay, temperatures we already see. So let's see this now. How many watts are we playing back? Package about 37. 30 watts. 33, 37 watts. Play it back. Let's try 4 B-RAW, 3 B-RAW clips on top of each other. 37 watts. Alrighty. Okay, we're 107 degrees now. Watch the fan ramp up again here a bit. It's insane. Baka saying, what's the PC spec that I would recommend beginner video editing for YouTube? Check out the video editing or like the PC build guides in the video description below. There's $750 now. You can get it even cheaper. Go check out that spec for YouTube. It's very, very good. So all of these are linked in the video description below. Now, this is Canon R5 8K. Canon 8K RAW. I don't know if this is R5. It could be. Cinema RAW Lite, 30 frames per second, 8K Canon RAW. Yeah, R5. Let's press play, see what happens. This is probably gonna go quite red on here in this sequence now. Full resolution. Off we go. This usually on Windows uses like 100 gigs of RAM as well. Yeah, not much happening here. It's just nothing really. Yeah, not doing anything. Let's go half the resolution. Okay, it's a little bit better. And now it drops just into playing it back. Oh my word. Apple, whatever optimization you do with Adobe, Intel, AMD, Nvidia, you've got to do the same. This is insane. I mean, this PC cost what, like $1,300? Or this Mac Mini. Now I can hear the fan. And it's warmish. Okay, I mean, it's doable to edit Canon R5 8K with adjustment layer. After resolution, I mean, bear in mind that the actual sequence is 8K resolution as well. So no one's going to be editing at full resolution. You're probably going to put it even quarter and it's buttery smooth. At quarter, anything can really do it, but I'm still impressed that this tiny guy can do it. Put any other mini PC, same price point, even double the price point, any other mini PC, they are not able, it's not even close. It's so much better than anything else out there. So this is 8K Red RAW. Might as well full resolution. See ya. Not really playing back. As you can see, it's not even putting as much wattage through. It's like only 20 watts, and some of the other clips were, you know, more. But you can see that the GPU is utilized quite a lot as well. Let's take the color grade off. Let's see what happens now. Still the same. Doesn't really play it back. No. But if we go half the resolution, put the color grade back, scrubbing, very easy. Yeah. Half the resolution. There we go. It's, oh my word. It's just insane. Okay, we have arrived at this point. This is 12K B-raw footage. Firstly, full resolution. Bear in mind the timeline is 12K timeline as well. So it's going to try to play this back, which every single frame is about 85 megapixels. It's going to try to do it at 24 frames per second, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And full resolution, let's go. Oh my word. I mean, we're getting maybe a frame a second. frame and a half a second. Look at this. Okay, let me go half the speed. Half the resolution, sorry. Package power about 34 watts. Fans are ramping up because we are. CPU cores are cooking it. But look at that. It's not breaking a sweat. That's pretty insane. That is pretty insane. Wow. Impressive. Very, very impressive. Right. So what is the conclusion then? M4 Pro Mac Mini, is it good for video editing? I'm very impressed. I'm very, very, very impressed. Now, I didn't think this was going to be as close to the M4 Max, but it is. Everything feels so smooth. The playback, everything's fantastic. The performance, it's like nothing out there. Now, is it as good in terms of exporting and encoding it? I don't know. But the live playback, it's unmatched. Like for Windows, for the same price point, we're not going to get that. Unfortunately, it's just insane. I'm very impressed with the M4 Pro Mac Mini. This is the base model, and this doesn't have even all the GPU and CPU cores, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely recommend. It's very impressive. Just impressive. That's all I can say. Thanks Samsung for sponsoring this video. Check out their M.2 SSDs below and how you can utilize these on your Mac. Highly recommend checking out that guide. I'm just blown away. I didn't think this was going to be that good. I thought we're going to see, oh, there we go. There's the bottleneck here, but it's not. Working with Moguts, is it as fast as using Intel QuickSync 14900K? When I'm just testing the same codecs, Leonardo, when we did the 14900K test, is not as smooth as this M4 Pro. Now, when it gets to Moguts and GPU acceleration, then if you do have NVIDIA GPU, this is going to fall behind a little bit, but depends if you have a GPU acceleration on these exact codecs and that workflow, because Apple GPUs aren't yet as good. But the utilization is insane for what Mac has done in there. It's insane. Now, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. If you want to check out some of the best SSDs, check out yesterday's video. Best SSDs for 2024, 2025. And there's some more videos coming out. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.